talk to you with regard to the property taxes. You may be getting what you call tax letter from appraisal district. Some of you would have got it, some of you may be getting it. And you see every year the property value, property taxes are going up. Generally, I'm seeing if you're drawing a six-figure salary, your roughly 2 months of salary, at least 2 months of salary is going towards the taxes. I think it is too much. And I'm not against paying taxes. We should pay taxes, but it is becoming too much. That is why I decided to make this video. Now, why should you protest it and how should you protest it? Why reason I already told you. How should you protest is the question. In the appraisal district letter, there are a couple of steps they have talked about. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please take those. Especially I'm interested in step 3 and step 5. In step 3, you should tick on incorrect. I think you should tick on incorrect appraised market value. And value, second one is value is unequal compared with other properties. Step 5, you should click yes. The process of what you call this tax protest is 3-step process. First step is you go and informally talk to an appraiser. The second step is you go and talk to the ARB board. The third step is you go and protest in the court basically. So how should you prepare for it? What you should do is you should ask the appraisal district what are the 4 properties they have used to compare your property with. Get those lists, go and research what are the features there on those 4 properties. You can use Zillow or other website, Redfin and all those websites to research it. Now, compare your property with those 4 property individually. While comparing, what you're looking for is whether property A has swimming pool and your property does not have swimming pool, whether property A has what you call plantation center and you do not have, the property A is not against a major thoroughfare, but your property A is next to a high tension or not, or your property is next to the high tension. So those are the points you will compare. Your HVAC is old, your flooring is carpet, theirs is wood, and there are different kinds of wood nowadays. So those are all the things you have to compare your property with. And then what you do is you get a quotation to do the same work what was done in property A and was not there in your property. Get those quotations, take those and present it to the appraiser and say, you know what, see here property A has swimming pool, my property does not have swimming pool, so my property value should be whatever XYZ. I think generally it is $15,000 to $20,000 below. Or property A is not next to a thoroughfare, my property is. Last year when I protested, they said only $5,000 I'll get for my property to be next to a major thoroughfare, which is wrong actually, but I compared my property, I said it should be $20,000 to $30,000. So like that you do the research. Another question you should ask is, if you go to the what you call appraiser, ask the appraiser, have you gone inside those 4 properties and seen what is there? Their general answer is no. They don't go inside the property. Then your question should be, then how can you say my property is same as those 4 properties? From outside you can look at it, inside you cannot compare, then how can you say my property is similar? Another thing is when a property, those 4 properties which they compare your property with are the properties which generally sold in the couple of months back, Another question you can ask them is, while comparing, did you see how much the seller paid towards the closing cost? Their answer will be generally no. The more no answer you get from the appraiser, the better your chances to reduce the property value. also I would like to tell you that everybody should protest, because what happens is, if you have done a good job, they will reduce the property value, but they'll play a card. The card is the average value of the property in your area is so we are going to reduce your property to the lowest value. What happened is, they reduce it to lowest value, but still your property value is more per your comparison. So I think everybody should protest. It's your hard-earned money. You should go and protest. It doesn't take much time, 1 hour of your time, but this will protect you from raising the property taxes. And property taxes raise is cumulative. It's very much cumulative. If you have any question, you can put in this below the video. We'll try to answer it. Thank you for listening to me. Bye-bye.